Two people earn the same income. One looks successful, the other looks average. Years later, one is still working, the other is financially free. The difference is not income. It is how they spend what no one sees. This video shows why some people quietly move ahead while others stay stuck, even with the same money. This is RINH Wealth. We break down the money rules behind everyday life. You see this all the time. One person drives a new car, wears nice clothes, and looks like they are doing well. Another person looks simple, nothing special, no signs of success. Most people assume the first person is ahead, but over time, that assumption breaks. Here's what most people miss. Money is not built by what you show. It is built by what you keep and what you grow. Let's break this down. Rule 1. Spend less than you earn. In real life, it looks like this. Person A earns $80,000 and spends $75,000. Person B earns $80,000 and spends $50,000. Same income, different direction. Now watch this. Person A has almost nothing left at the end of the year. Person B has $30,000 saved. That money does not sit still. It starts building. Here's another one. One person eats out almost every day. The other cooks most of the time. It feels like a small difference, but after a year, one spends thousands more. Outcome difference: one stays tight, the other builds extra money. Consequence: small spending gaps become big financial gaps. Rule 2. Avoid spending to look successful. Here's what most people miss. Some spending is not about life. It is about image. Now watch this. Person A buys a $40,000 car with a loan. Person B buys a $12,000 car and keeps costs low. Both drive, both get to work, but one carries pressure every month. Here's another one. One person spends $4,000 a year on branded clothes. Another spends $800 on simple options. Same function, different cost. Rule 3. Keep money available to grow. Money that stays with you can work for you. Money that leaves you is gone. Now watch this. Person A spends extra money on lifestyle upgrades. Person B keeps extra money and invests it. Over time, this changes everything. Here's another one. $500 per month invested for years builds serious value. The person who keeps money builds something in the background. Outcome difference: one depends on income, one builds assets. Consequence: keeping money creates future income. Rule 4. Delay upgrades. This is where people lose progress without noticing. Now watch this. One person upgrades their phone every year. Another uses the same phone for 4 years. That creates a few $1,000s difference. Here's another one. One person upgrades their apartment as soon as they can. Another stays longer and saves the difference. Outcome difference: one increases costs, one increases savings. Consequence: faster upgrades mean slower financial growth. Rule 5. Protect extra money. Extra money decides how fast you move ahead. Now watch this. A $5,000 bonus comes in. Person A spends it on a trip. Person B keeps most of it and invests it. Here's another one. A raise of $400 per month. One person increases lifestyle. Another increases savings. After a few years, the difference becomes obvious. Outcome difference: one stays in the same place, one moves forward. Consequence: extra money should build your future, not your image. Rule 6. Live below your limit. Most people live at their limit. Some live above it. Now watch this. Income is $80,000. One person spends $78,000. Another spends $50,000. Both live fine, but one builds space. Here's another one. One person has no savings buffer. Another has months of expenses saved. Outcome difference: one reacts to problems, one handles them calmly. Consequence: Living below your limit creates control. Rule 7. Focus on what you keep. Here's what most people miss. Income alone does not decide your outcome. Now watch this. Person A earns $100,000 and saves $5,000. Person B earns $70,000 and saves $20,000. The lower earner moves ahead faster. Here's another one. One person spends everything they earn. Another keeps a portion every month. Outcome difference. One depends on the next paycheck. One builds stability. Consequence: keeping money matters more than earning more. Rule 8. Keep life simple. Simple systems work better in real life. Now watch this. One person tries complex budgeting and stops after a few months. Another uses simple rules and sticks with them. Here's another one. Too many accounts and plans create confusion. Simple systems create consistency. Outcome difference: one quits, one continues. Consequence: simple habits build long-term results. Rule 9. Avoid small repeated leaks. Small costs feel harmless, but they repeat. Now watch this. $10 per day difference in spending. That becomes over $3,000 per year. Here's another one. Multiple subscriptions that are barely used. Outcome difference: one loses money quietly, one keeps it. Consequence: small leaks create large losses over time. Now, step back. Two people earn the same income. One spends to show progress. One keeps money to build progress. At first, the difference is invisible, but over time, it becomes clear. One gains freedom, the other stays stuck. Here's the rule. Do not judge money by lifestyle. Judge it by what stays and grows. Ask yourself, how much am I actually keeping? Am I spending for life or for image? Is my money building something? One action. Look at your last 30 days of spending and remove one thing that does not help your future. Old belief. Looking successful means doing well. New belief. Real wealth is what you keep and grow. Final line. The loud lifestyle gets attention. The quiet money wins. Comment. Which matters more to you now? Image or ownership? Subscribe to RINH Wealth for the rules that quietly put people ahead.